today I'm going to be ranking all the units in Steel Tower defense. Alright, so the first unit we got is going to be the Grappler. The Grappler is a cheap unit which stuns units. At level 1 he's pretty slow, but the more you level him up, the faster he gets and the longer the stuns last. The Grappler can also not hit air.
Bruh.
So with this, I'm going to be placing the Grappler in B tier. So the next unit up is going to be the Archers. The Archer is a cheap unit which is great for early game since they have good range and decent damage. They also attack ground and air units as well. This is an Archer at level 1 and its range is pretty good. And then this is an Archer at level 4 and its range is insane. With that, I'm going to be placing the Archers in S tier. Alright, so the next unit we got is going to be the Gunner. The Gunner is an average cost unit which is decent for early game since they have good damage and okay range. The Gunner is also one of the more expensive cards to upgrade in the game. As one of the few units, he can also hit ground and air. Overall, the Gunner is an average unit which doesn't precisely excel in any category. So with this, I'll be placing the Gunner in B tier. Now we got the uncommons, and this might be the worst variety in the game, with one unit being an exception. Alright, so next up we got the Trapper. The Trapper is an average cost unit which isn't very good at early game and even worse in end game due to them not being able to keep up in damage. The Trapper can obviously hit ground units with their traps, but they cannot hit air. With this, I'm going to put the Trapper in F tier. Okay, so next up, we're going to have the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer is an average cost unit which is a decent early game since he can hit both air and ground. He's also a decent damage dealer at the start of the game but can fall off in end game due to him not being able to do enough damage. As you can see, every attack the Pyromancer does also splashes to other enemies. The Pyromancer also leaves this burn effect which slowly kills the enemies. And with every level, the burn effect gets stronger and changes color, which I think is pretty cool. And with this, I'm going to be placing the Pyromancer in C tier. Alright, so the next unit is going to be the Ballista. The Ballista is an expensive unit which is bad in early game since he has a slow attack speed. The balance to this though is that he has a lot of pierce and does a ton of damage to ground and flying enemies, which makes him good in mid to end game. As you can see in the clip, he does a lot of damage, but he's just too slow to attack the enemy, so it allows them to slip by sometimes. But when the enemies aren't moving at light speed, this allows them to take advantage of the damage and pierce. So with this, I'm going to be placing them in D tier. Alright, last but not least, we got the savior of the uncommon rarity, which is going to be the Tall Grappler. The Tall Grappler is a cheap unit with their entire purpose only being able to hit and stun air unit. This is especially good since before this unit was added, there was no other card except Rain Dancer that could stun air units. There's a Tall Grappler going crazy on those flies, but he's obviously ignoring the ground units. So with this, I'm going to be putting the Tall Grappler in S tier. Next, we got the rares, and I genuinely wish I could slime the next guy I'm about to talk about.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And the next unit I'm about to talk about is going to be the Rain Dancer. The Rain Dancer is an average cost unit which slows down ground and air enemies. At first, the Rain Dancer's only ability is to slow down units, but once you get him to level 3, he starts doing small bits of damage at a rapid pace. As you can see, the useless boy Rain Dancer is doing no damage as usual. Just know that I hate him. I hate this guy so much, he doesn't even get his own like little animation or section or anything, so I don't know, man. This guy's like, if I could personally choose, this guy is F tier, bro. But I'm gonna put him in C. Alright, right after that absolute garbage, we got the GOAT, my boy Grug. Grug is an expensive unit with a good stun attack since it has a wider range, but his attack speed is pretty slow. This makes Grug really good against clusters of enemies. Grug can also only hit ground enemies. Yo, I don't know if this is a glitch, but as you can see in the following clip, my boy Grug just hit the air, bro. Like, was this intentional or like, am I tripping? So with this, I'm gonna place Grug in B tier. Alright, next up we got the Grenader. Grenader is an expensive unit which has an average attack with decent damage and attack speed. He can hit both air and ground, and every attack he does splashes to other enemies, which makes him good against groups of enemies. I mean, I don't use Grenader much, but from what I'm seeing right now, he looks pretty decent, you know, doing decent damage to both air and ground enemies. And with this, I'm going to be placing the Grenader in D tier. Next up, we have the Greatsword. The Greatsword is an expensive unit which has an attack that does good damage and a small stun, but his attack speed isn't the greatest. Although he can do good damage and stuns units at the same time, there are better options out there that just like outclasses the Greatsword. As you can see, the Greatsword is attacking enemies, but he is missing some of them. With this, I'm going to be placing the Greatsword in D tier. Next, we have the one and only Butcher. The Butcher is an expensive unit which generates cash with every hit. The Butcher can't hit air units. The only time you're going to use this guy is for money, and he generates a decent amount of it. Here's the Butcher. And yeah, bro, I don't know what he's doing. With this, I'm going to place the Butcher in B tier. Next up, we got the Boxer. The Boxer is an average cost unit which does good damage and has a good attack speed. The Boxer can only hit ground enemies, and on every third hit, it also stuns enemies. There's my boy Boxer easily stopping those runners, but unfortunately he can't hit air, so he has to let those flies go, which makes him lose the game. With this, I'm going to place the Boxer in A tier. Alright, so next up are the epics, and the next unit on the list is the Farmer. The Farmer is one of the newest units added to the game. He has an average cost. He has a fast attack speed and decent damage. He can't attack air, so that's one of the downsides to his good DPS. This may be a glitch with most characters that can't hit air, because look, as you can see, he's hitting the ground units, but he accidentally hit the fly. I don't know how that works. And with this, I'm going to be placing the Farmer in C tier. Alright, next up, we have the Shopkeeper.
Money, money, money.
The Shopkeeper is an expensive eco unit that does nothing with its sole purpose of generating cash at the end of every round. It is by far the most consistent eco tower in the game since it doesn't rely on hitting enemies. The Shopkeeper recently got nerfed and his price increased while his cash per round got decreased. If the nerfs weren't too bad, he should be A to S tier. The next unit is a Necromancer. The Necromancer is an expensive unit that does decent damage and has a decent attack speed. He has a unique ability that whenever he kills someone, he makes them into their dead soldier. He can hit both air and ground units, and with this, I'm going to place the Necromancer in A tier. Next up, we got the Magmamancer.
Fireball!
Magmamancer is an expensive unit that has a fast attack speed with good damage, with his drawback being it having a cooldown between attacks. He's one of the best damage dealers in the game though. As you can see, there's a Necromancer attacking, but every like 2 seconds I have to take a small break. So with this, I'm going to place the Magmamancer in A tier. So the next unit is going to be Lowe's. Nah, I'm kidding, it's going to be a Knife Dealer.
Ow.
The Knife Dealer is an expensive unit which increases the damage of any unit in its range. The amount he increases is additive and not a multiplier, so he is really good with fast attacking units. With this, I'm going to place the Knife Dealer in A tier. Next up, we got the Cowboy. The Cowboy is an expensive unit which has a high attack speed with decent damage. Every 6 shots, the Cowboy goes into a cooldown, therefore not making them entirely broken. But I did hear from some people that the Cowboy is actually really good, which I was not familiar with Bro's game, so I'm going to take their word for it. So with this, I'm going to put the Cowboy in A tier. Next up, we got a Bad Dream. No yap for this guy, but all you need to know is this guy sucks and he's just useless. With this, I'm going to place the Bad Dream in F tier. So they nerfed the hell out of Legendary and Celestial, so don't take my exact word for these placements. And the next one up is Zeus. Zeus is an expensive unit that is bad in early game since he has a slow attack speed and decent damage. Once you level him up though, he is the greatest damage dealer in the game, so he's an amazing mid to end game unit. Zeus did get his price nerfed, but he is still the greatest damage dealer in the game, so with that, I'm going to place him in S tier. Next unit up might arguably be the best legendary in the game, and he is going to be Hephaestus. All you need to know about this dude is that he basically spawns in his little minions and they just destroy everything in its path. Although he did get nerfed a bit, he is still one of the best legendaries in the game. So with this, I'm going to place him in S tier. Alright, next up we got the Golden Monkey. Golden Monkey is an expensive unit that stuns and gains 2 cash on every hit. Every time you level him up, he attacks a bit faster and stuns for a bit longer. He is bad at early game due to him having a slow attack speed and low damage, but is a decent mid to end game stun and cash unit. As you can see, there's Golden Monkey going crazy, and Golden Monkey is the only unit who can beat the last boss, just letting you guys know. On a serious note though, I'm going to be putting Golden Monkey in A tier.
I stroke my pickle.
Alright, so our first Celestial is going to be Viper. Viper is an expensive unit that does percentage damage to enemies. The percentage damage increases with each level, and this makes him amazing against boss units in the game. Unfortunately, this is a downside to his amazing damage against boss units. As you can see, there's a Viper literally shredding the giant massive turtle. With this, I'll be placing the Viper in S tier. Next up, we got Echo.
Cheeseburger.
Echo's a really expensive tower that clones units and it's readies. The clone is only 0.75 of the original unit, and the clone level depends on the level of the Echo. This is basically a must-have if you want to maximize your damage. As you can see, there's the Echo cloning the Zeuses, basically twice the amount of damage they do. With this, I'll be placing Echo in S tier. Last but not least, we got the new Celestial, Athena. Athena is a really expensive tower that has really good damage, pierce, and range, but a slow attack speed. Athena also provides a small range buff to any tower in her radius. She doesn't really stand out since her damage gets outclassed by Zeus, which is only a legendary. As you can see, that's the small range buff she provides. It's like a little totem above like any unit's head. With this, I'll be placing Athena in A tier. You can argue she can also be an S tier though. Well, this is the end of the vid. Here's the completed tier list, and I hope you guys enjoyed.